Welcome to part 16 of the Sonic Adventure Let's Play, and we are now starting with, oh god! Yeah, beginning of the year, 2014, and already we get the unwanted money shot. But I digress. We are now starting off with Amy's story. Again, if you haven't watched the earlier parts of this Let's Play, and you're just joining on me now, Amy has a reworked design. And then, well, she has a voice act. She now has a voice. Yes, and, ladies and gentlemen, prepare to meet one of the most intolerable characters in Sonic history. However, she's not as bad as, well, Marine the Raccoon later in the series. But the females really, with the exception of Blaze, the females are, how should I put it, annoying. And I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, as you saw in those flashbacks, that was actually going back to Sonic CD. So her origin in Sonic CD is canon. And she now lives in Station Square, which doesn't really mean anything because she decides just to tag along in Central City, Soliana, even though 06 is retconned. Storybook games don't count. Whatever the place was in Generations, whatever she was in Lost World, you get the idea. But then suddenly Bird. Yep. This is how Amy and the Bird met. Kind of an awkward first meet, if you ask me. By the way, if anyone noticed that handle, do you think Amy would just use that as a tactical advantage? I digress. And oh my god. That is like the most awkward behind shot I've ever seen in my life. Hey, Sega, stop doing that. Please. But this is only the beginning of it. Call me dirty person and all you want. But Sega really forces this down our throats. I'm convinced that this is I'm convinced since Sega saw all of those shots, Sega just went and made fun of it with Princess Elise. Okay, so before we start with Amy, here's an emblem right there. Okay, now let's get into what Amy has in offer. Okay, so Amy, as you can no doubt tell, Amy is pretty much slower than Sonic, and she has to rely on her Pico hammer. You can obviously press the attack button to swing the hammer normally, but it stops you dead in your tracks. However, if you're at full speed and if you press the attack button, Amy will do a bit of acrobatics. And it's a great way to, gain speed. However, Amy is pretty much mostly focused on platforming. So unless if you're going on a straightaway, you're not going to use it until again you're at that straightaway. Because Amy's, like I said before, Amy runs at the blistering speed of 2 miles per hour. They're fascinating. She is compatible with speed shoes, but that doesn't really make a difference because she only goes up to like the blistering speed of 3 miles per hour. But yeah. And with Sonic, he decides I think I now know the reason why Sonic runs away from Amy. Because of all that's happened in Sonic CD, it's no wonder that he would run away from her. I would run away too. I don't want to be in that mess again. At least I wouldn't want to be in that mess, as that Sonic CD was. I mean, Sonic CD is overrated for my taste. Oh yeah, don't worry. There's not going to be any. We're not going to be fighting Chaos 4 anymore. In fact, Amy doesn't really fight Chaos in her story. She pretty much just goes with the whole Birdside plot. And so's Gamma. I think they have more. I think Amy and Gamma have a bit of plot significance, hence to the whole side plot significance. And Big actually surprisingly has more plot significance than, well, alright, I wouldn't say the character himself, but let's not get into that. Alright, so we now have our first stage, Twinkle Park. Amy's goal is still the whole get to the end of the level. But you're being chased by this robot, Zero, which is, besides Sonic Advance 2, this is his only debut. Well, his only game he's ever been in. Only 3D game, which is odd. I don't understand why. I believe if the robot catches you, if it catches you, you lose a life, I think. Not too sure though. Oh, but there, just press the switches and the door opens, and we now enter the inside of Twinkle Park. I gotta be honest with you, I always find this part really creepy, only because of the music. And the robot that's after you. Not to mention in the hallway of mirrors. The mirrors, the first time I played this game, the mirrors, the hallway of mirrors, like at this angle right here, it can get, the mirrors can, this part of the stage can be quite disorienting with the mirrors. Mirrors only because of the angle you're given. But I was able to get past it no problem. In this section, and look at the reflection, and they'll let you know where the bottomless pits are. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that you can also stun the robot. This way, if you want to make a quick escape, if you're ever caught. So, nice stuff. But we are actually near the end of the level anyway. What else? And that's pretty much the basics about Amy. I mean, she does get more upgrades, though. Don't get me wrong. And here it's where I actually show you that you can pretty much stun Zero. I got hits. And I believe if he scans you, you lose a life. But yeah, just get to the balloon and that's it. Amy stages, in a nutshell, they're really easy. She's also the shortest. She also has the shortest plot in terms of levels. Because Amy only gets 3. These stages. Apparently, the only reason why it can be long to begin with is the amount of cutscenes she's given. Not to mention in the whole snippet plot. Not to mention the whole backstory sequence that she's given. Every character in this game has they're shown at least a bit of backstory of how, with Chaos. Just to remind you of what the whole plot is. But here, the first time I played, up to this point, with Amy and Gamma, and with Amy, Big, and Gamma, I kind of forgot about Chaos. I mean, why? Hey, it's only up in Big Story where I'm actually up against Chaos 6, and I'm like, oh right, Chaos, I forgot about him. But now we are taken to the egg carrier, where thankfully we skipped that one cutscene. And for prison cell, this has got to be the most spacious prison cell I've ever seen. Well, then again, I'm not too sure about this, but I don't know if prison cells are spacious or cluttered. Or then again, I don't want to know. Well, because I'm by the book. Look, people. I'm no crook. But let's just get back into the game. Okay, so as usual from nothing out of the usual from the robots and from Eggman. And I think only Amy and Gamma, though, and I'm sorry to bring this up again, but I think it's only Amy and Gamma that share the whole Birdside plot. So you really don't have to worry about how this side plot being. I am like tongue twisted today. I planned on doing this like just to clarify. Usually in between stories, I wait for a week, at least a week. But since this is the beginning of the new year, I might as well. I actually wanted to give you like a bonus for the start of 2014, and that. No, I'm not gonna say it again. I am not. Okay, so Gamma looks upon the bird, and he lets them go. We will find that out in Gamma's story. Two stories later, right after Big. I'm not looking forward to that. Why? No, I keep complaining about that. I'll talk about it when I get to it. But for now, I think it's best not to say anything. And now we managed to escape. So here it's alright, so the thing I'm gonna show off before here is that you can get the black chow egg here. Just hit that lever and you'll get the black chow egg, and spell out Eggman's name and you'll head into the chow garden. But before we can leave, we have to play a mini game. Aim for a mandatory item, because if we don't play this game, we can't leave. So you would think Amy would reject this because, you know, it's Sonic. This is basically a whack-a-mole version of Sonic. Like, you just have to. Alright, the blue Sonics XR are, I think 200 points. I'm not really too sure about that. The yellow Sonics are basically 1,000 points. And the Eggmans will take away 8 points, so watch out for that. But it's not, that doesn't really matter because we win the mini game, and we have to continue on through the egg carrier, as well as we get the warrior feather. The warrior feather lets you do the hammer spin attack. Heck, although I never really use this attack, Heck, I think coming back to this minigame though, you do get another upgrade, which is pretty much well, an upgrade to her hammer. Another upgrade to her hammer, which is stronger. But nonetheless, next time he plays Sonic Adventure, we're going to be continuing through the egg carrier. So, with that being said, I am GameMan5804, and you guys have a great day.